see your bigger self.
Trisha M. Davis, she's indigenous.
Thank you.
wisdom.
That's dope. So she'll go in where Raphael is. So Shakira's gonna go next. We're gonna do one hip hop song. Then it's Jeffrey, then her.
Okay.
Could you get Jeffrey and her ready and let them know that they'll go on after the hip hop artist?
Yeah.
Thank you, Justin.
Okay, how many of you know Mr. Shakir? Raise your hand. I take great pride in Shakir. I was introduced to him a few years ago. He came in at the mosque and told me, Auntie Samia, I want to put a protest and a demonstration together. We couldn't stand for Islamophobia and racism and hatred. We stood together and marched together over 60 organizations and we said no to hate. There's a former prisoner, a leader in the black community, an activist and organizer. Please help me welcome, and a poet, I have to say. I hope to hear some of his poems.
Yep.
Yes.
You said you're doing spoken
help me welcome Mr. Shakir.
Woo!
Yeah. What's up, fam? What's up, Albuquerque? How y'all doing today? Real talk. You guys gotta know right now at this very moment, you are part of a very sincere, a very pure, a very direct revolutionary movement. And this isn't a movement of a validation of an existence of those who are forgotten. The scourge of society that are thrown into the dregs and the gulags and they just don't exist no more. These are like living ghosts hoping on a hopeless hope. And they looking out there right now through their windows, through their letters, through their phone calls and their visits and their prayers and their daymares and their nightmares and these terrors and visions. They see you standing right there for them. As you see these bodies right here from these policies that are created to further funnel my beautiful black people into this criminal justice system. They are not only dehumanizing and degrading us, they're funneling us to an extinction. And they're taking our children of color along with them from the school to prison pipeline. Have you not had enough? Can you not see what's happening to our immigrant children? What is the causation of such? What is the causal root factor of that? Is the fact that they're locking up young black and Latino and indigenous children right here in facilities here in New Mexico, and we have our mayor run to the border 350 miles past our kids? What the fuck is that? Snap to that. Get live to that. Get upset to that. Stand, raise your fist, say something. Because the way that they are going to destabilize our society, the way that they're going to have us in conflict with one another, have us continue talking about race, have us continue talking about social class, or a political stance, or a gender identity. What the fuck are they even talking about? Love is love, ain't that right? Love is love, ain't that right? Come on now. Love is love, and that's humanity first. And they're devoid of that. And they need to see that. And it's more than just marching. It's more than just a protest and a poster and sign. It's when you see these police come down the street to lock up some young brother or some indigenous or Latino brother or sister or trans person or a person in the LGBTQIX movement and community. You stop that right there. That's our neighborhood. That's our people. If you don't wake up and know that we are a target right now, if my beautiful black people don't look around, if my beautiful Latino indigenous people don't look around, if my beautiful white people don't look around, who are thrown at the bottom of the social class status, that exist in the trailer park, that get run down on that meth and that alcohol and addiction, which is a disease. And fuck them when they say otherwise. It's a disease. And it's socio-engineered by this society and these laws and norms. And you guys gotta feel that. Because this nationwide movement, there's men and women and trans persons starving right now, getting gas right now. They're getting lacerations on their wrists. If you look at my ankles and my belly and my wrists, they're scarred from years and years of these chains on me. 14 years in prison, 12 and a half in solitary confinement. And they try to fucking tell us to ease back. They try to tell us that this little softening law policy or this thing for the mayor or the governor is going to ease our pain. You can't see that thing coming at us. This is a nationwide rising. And these are your brothers and sisters, and your uncles and cousins, your mothers, your daughters, your aunties, that are lost in the system that ain't nobody talk about. And me, I'm just in a vibration of all that was forgotten. And so is my Central Texas, we caught that. Even the body on camera. And the news said there was no dead body. And that's how they come at us. Because we're felons. We don't exist. We're like black phantoms. We hide in the shadows. I vibe like this, I get ill like this. It's the only time I can be alive. You guys gotta understand that. They're killing our people. They're killing my people. I see my boy Cass. He hung himself. They laid his body in front of my cell for 6 fucking hours. That's how they torture us. Abu Ghraib ain't shit. What they do to your cousins that are locked up, you guys gotta know that. How they treat black men in prison. Do you understand? Like these things that scar my wrist and my hands, it's the same thing that scarred the backs of slaves. This shit ain't changed. I may get loped out. I may wild out. You may think I'm aggressive or I'm thug. I'm just me. A product of this society. But I'm someone. And I'm a lost son from a lost tribe on this lost land. Tragedy upon indigenous persons. You guys ain't feeling that. You really got to feel this. There's people in prison cells getting beat down for this, for what we're standing for right now. And even I, shit, for even being here, can get violated. But I'm just telling them I don't give a fuck. Even sweating from the vets, it's real like that, and it's not a joke. So we got some performing artists up here. I want you guys to catch this vibe. I want you guys to roll with us. I want you guys to put humanity first. Forget when they say race, sexual identity, religion. Let that all fall away. See the tragedy, the issues, and the conflicts of social justice that afflicts every human being. And for a black trans person in an adult male prison, that's a fucking living hell. So when we have justice there, we have justice for our black trans persons out here on these streets, where we end the confines of our juvenile, juvenile is a delinquent word, advice towards criminality, directed towards our youth. So for our precious children, we end the jailing and the targeting of our children, especially children of color. Then these immigrant youth aren't locked up. Can you not see that? Can not that be clear? I get like this because I die like that. Like I said, I see my boy's body dead. 6 hours, he can't tell me nothing. And the things that we lose, we never get to share. And that's why I say my piece right here. And when we say this to the feds and the government and these prison wardens, you ride with us or you collide with us. That's just simple. What's up, shawty lo? You know, that's what we do, fam. You know what I mean? That's real. Tom, we see you. Tom Watts, we see you. Mia, we see you, brother, right on. Power to the people, power to you. Power to the truth and power to our youth. Feel that vibe. Roll with it. Who we gonna have come up and bless this mic right now? We got A.O. Dre. This brother, this king of the lost kings. This is the last king that's gonna rock this mic and give this energy that comes deep from our ancestors. It ain't Aesop's fables. This is Aesop's son, lyrically blessing you with the gift that's energy and it's infinite. So my brother, please bless us. Bless us, kid.
All right, man. Yeah.
How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's peaceful, man. Everybody remain humble, man. And let's just keep it positive, right? Yeah. Hey, Celinda, thank you for this.
Thank you,
Yeah. They don't want to speak about no hard times because they ain't trying to think about no hard times. Hey, some people rather watch the news and fall blind. Look, I don't even read about the hard times. I see enough. My experience is good enough for me. I seen them get ripped away at a young age. If I wasn't there to buckle me, tuck me in, read these stories. It was tough for me. And then the road, that was tough for me. I'm really at school, like first grade, looking around. It ain't enough for me. Like I don't think this classroom is cut for me. That teacher ain't gonna cut for me. Like like, really? I don't think she with me, bet you if I was well. You get the three, I used to get clown because my eye could still do some shit, never change. Stop looking at it like it real soon. This is America, 1776, they still racist, built the whole country and they still hate. But that's always, hey, ain't nothing new about the N-word. Ain't nothing new about you being the N-word. You still influenced by what? Influenced by who? Like you ain't just sleep, you sleepwalking too, yeah.
Full speed ahead at the red light.
Why? We ain't the type to follow suit. Picture me rolling across the red light like, no, I don't feel it. Since time only reminds us that we dying, I suggest you start living. I was made for this shit, I'm born in it, yeah. You ain't made for this shit, I'm sworn in it. You ain't made for this shit, I'm yeah. Hey, I'm on reality. Yeah, I'm on reality, baby. Hey, how y'all doing out there, huh? Hey, I'm on yeah, you can keep that shit going, I'm on reality, baby. I'm on reality, and you ain't made for this shit.
They showed you they go to war, but pipelines told you you ain't right if you ain't white high.
You won't forget 9/11, but you expect for me to forget about all mine. Is that your wife there? I'm mourning when I fall to my pillow, and in the morning when I fall from my pillow, you ain't forgotten, nah. I'm a threat to these, it's because I know self. My opinion, F the system, go get it yourself. I don't rock with snakes on no levels, cause I've been on the run with snakes on those levels, yeah. I had to free myself from everything. I had to teach myself everything, leave myself in everything. Always keep one up top, leave the pistol play. I'd rather win some, lose some, fight another day. Cause we got mouths to feed and hella bills to pay. We could be for the family all day. Full speed ahead at the red light. Wow, hey, we ain't the type to follow suit. Picture me rolling across the red light like, no, I don't feel it. Since time only reminds us that we done, I suggest you start living. I was made for this shit, I'm born in it, yeah. You ain't made for this shit, I'm sworn in it. You ain't made for this shit, I'm born. Hey, I'm on reality. Yeah, I'm on reality, baby. Yeah, hey, I'm on yeah, you can keep that shit going, I'm on reality, baby. Bitch, I'm on reality, and you ain't made for this shit, I'm on reality. Thank y'all, and I will be back. I ain't going nowhere. I'll go ahead. She ain't stopped. Go ahead. I'll give y'all one more, man. I know she's somewhere. How you doing, Tanisha? That's my lady right there with all her beautiful kids over there kicking it. All 4 of them. Wilding.
I count 2 guns, nigga.
Beautiful babies, huh, baby?
You said the
System gonna try to take them. Remember that. I always tell y'all the right way, right?
But I know.
We ain't gonna let that happen.
You didn't mention you came right there.
I'm alright. You asking, I'm alright, man. It's hard to walk around up here with all your rocks, but I gotta go.
Yeah.
Hey. I was in the trenches, I'm alright now. I was in the trenches, I'm alright now. Come on, let me take you on a ride. Loud pack, that'll get us high. Whole pound, that'll get us high. I'm still in the trenches trying to climb out for real. No, this can't be love, no, this can't be life. No, you are not ready for that. Now you are not ready. Hey. They gone off, black tar left. Natural causes causing early death. Get locked up for those who do a stretch. 10s, 20s, 30s, nothing less. Illuminati got you by the neck. They selling you religion, diluted vision. Got you following New Year, needs to get help. Rocking crucifixes round your neck. These niggas snitching on their own. Whoop the kids when they do it at home. Yelling Black Lives Matter, but you shoot at your own. You ain't a part of us, you are a clone. We can't let our children be kids any longer, cause parents ain't doing their job. The tough ones come up to be charged in the game. Good ones grow up to get robbed. Niggas banging over colors and blocks, they don't know the flag that you got. Why? You out here tagging each other. How is it nobody tagging up? Ain't no gangster, you give up their own every time they get popped. A little less time and get somebody knocked and get right out again and go back to the block. Hey! I was in the trenches, but I climbed down. You feel like that? Hey, I was in the trenches, I'm alright now. Hey, come on, let me take you on a ride. Loud pack, that'll get us high. Whole pound, that'll get us by. Go. I'm still in the trenches, but I climbed out. Hey, no, this heavy love, no, this heavy life. No, you were not ready for that. No, you were not ready for that. Are you prepared to lose someone on the way? Thank y'all, man. Thank you.
Hey, yo, Dre, man, look for the video October 1st. It's coming.
Damn, he rocked that shit. Right on, thank you. All right, next up, we have Jeffrey Padilla. And I'm gonna let him tell you about himself and why he's so incredible. But it's an honor to have him here with us. We like this event, just so everybody's aware. Most of the people up here have been formerly incarcerated, and many of them for long, long, long periods of time. These are survivors up here. So show them some love. Jeffrey Padilla.
What's up, buddy?
Thank you. Hello. Hi everybody. I'm glad to be here today. I just want to tell people how I feel and about my struggle. I know that I did 20 years in prison, 15 of them were straight. There was times that I wanted to give up, but I just pushed for another day. It wasn't easy, especially with being oppressed. The way the system is set up is it's built to take away so your families are not able to love you. They don't want you to have a connection, because then they're going to have to fill up the visiting rooms and cater to your family and make people happy. So some of the stuff we go through in prison is for the holidays, they'll lock you up on the 24th till the 1st. That's normal, and we just adjust, but it's because we become numb. We become numb because the only comfort that people are having nowadays is when your blanket on top of you, that's your love.
Justin,
so
will you announce her next?
I think that I'm scarred. Why lie? I might look normal to you, but that feel me on this. And I know there's families out there that are suffering all alongside their loved ones. And I thank you for that. Because that's what they're living on, knowing that their families out there still loves them. I think that what Justin is doing here, alongside with everybody who stands with him, is big time. Because I think with what's going on today is going to make a change because there is no voice for our people right now. They're in lockdown because of what's happening right now. Because of this right now, administration got word and they're in lockdown. And now, if I'm right, I read right, in Lee County, Hobbs, where it's a GO prison, they could make their own rules and regulations on how they're going to handle what's going on around the United States. So now they have to just imagine you're being locked in your bathroom for 7 days and you get to shower only 3 days, but you only get to come out to shower and back to your bathroom for 7 days. Yeah, we committed our crimes and we have to suffer, but why do we have to suffer in a way of oppression? Why would we have to be put through that? You know what the effect of that is? There's military people that go to fight in combat that they learn to fall asleep in combat on their big tanks.
Now you have to fall asleep. You know how that is to get out after living in that environment? They're never the same again. So that's what we go through incarcerated when you're oppressed. It's the same thing. You have to come out and you have to get adjusted. So the way they're treating everything is backwards. You know, the Duran consent decree was put in place to help the inmates to be treated fairly. And now with what Justin and everybody else is putting together is going to be a blessing, and I want in. I want in. Whatever you guys are doing, I want in. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for allowing me to speak, because it's a healing, because I am in pain. I am in pain.
Thank you for being here.
I think thank you. 5,200 days straight in prison. And I don't want nobody to feel sorry for me, but just, it's pain. It's pain. What can I say? But I'm healing. I got a good woman. God has blessed me today. I am dating my girlfriend, stands by my side, and she has 3 college degrees. You know, for a woman to stand behind a man and believe in a man that has been through some hard times and failure, and she knows that I've changed though. You know, it's all about change. If we change our lives, then people are willing to stand alongside us. You know, we can't be failing because all we're making our moms do is die a few years earlier. You know, so that's what we're doing here, brother. And I love your message. It was a good message. So thank you for the mic. Thank you for knowing that change and hope is where it's at. And if you guys keep doing what you're doing, I want to be involved. And if you don't know who I am, Google me, Jeffrey Padilla. Very high profile. They didn't want me out here, but I made a change when I got sentenced to become a better man, and now I'm earning I'm earning it. I'm earning my freedom. I've been earning it. I changed my life while incarcerated and took every course possible to become a better man. Everything they offered, I chose it. But you know what? Since then, they're not offering much in prison. They ain't offering what they used to offer us.
They don't give you nothing if you're serving if you're serving more than 5 or 10 years. You ain't getting in college programs. You ain't getting the other privileges that other inmates have. If you, yeah.
That's true. I was telling my girl about that. I tried to take college courses, and it wasn't offered because the way the system's set up. Now I'm in college. I go to school twice a week, working hard, construction. God's blessing me. But I'm going to pass the mic on, and I thank you guys, and God bless to all, and it's going to work out. Have faith, and this is just one move till the next one. We'll see you guys. God bless.
Our next speaker is Patricia Ann Davis from the Indigenous Wisdom Institute.
Thank you, all of you who have come here to provide a safe and supportive environment for you to tell your truth about your experience. And thank you, Justin Allen. We met several years ago, and I told him that I had gone into Tucson Correctional Facility and run Sweat Lodge in Grant's Women's Private Prison. I have currently a nephew who's doing life in Florence, and another nephew who passed away in prison because he did not have the medical care that he needed. Now, I am a Mississippi band of Choctaw and half Navajo, growing up on the Navajo reservation. Russell Means of Ames said of Indian reservations that it was a prison camp. And what is meant by that is my message to you today is about 5 federal money laundry systems This is at the systemic level. Number one, laundry doesn't mean hiding money. Laundry means using people to collect that money, to make millionaires in private industry by contracting. So, Indian reservation is the historical one. Prison system, which you're all speaking about today from your lens, from your perspective and your experience. And then foreign aid and military, and also, believe it or not, food stamps and social services, because Chase Bank administers that. So these 5 federal money laundering systems are designed for using your loved ones to make millionaires through contracting to private business. Are you following me on that? Do you hear what I'm saying? Let me know something. Because this is at the level of where the change, the systemic change is needed. What is the solution to this? In my travel to 9 different countries, I'm asking people to be aware that the power that is within us, already existing within us, is that life is yes or no. And what we say yes or no. Thus far, we have been using, historically, women and people of color are required to say, to agree to lose and pay to lose. And so to keep our children out of prison means to not recruit them to participate in their own demise. That means to make choices in which they destroy themselves and others with a decision is win, lose, and nobody wins. That's a destructive and death choice. Are you following me there? So we cannot reform anything morally, ethically wrong. So these 5 money laundering systems are ethically, morally, spiritually wrong. We can also see the little children being locked up, the immigrant families being separated. They are the new source of income through contracting to make private industry millionaires again. So we must say yes to how do we all win? Let's have a conversation and a dialogue. How do we all win? And that's a constructive and life-affirming choice. So when I went into these federal correction and DOC, I said to them, you're the least served population, but you're somebody's father, you're somebody's brother, you're somebody's son, you're somebody's uncle. And so there are very, very, very few volunteers to go into federal corrections, to go into the DOC. How do we get people to go in as a volunteer that is not through the chaplain, that's not there to convert a person, but there to listen to them empty their experience in order to not carry it and be wounded and be victimized again on the outside in society. So the solution is family and community, because we've all been taught to be separate from ourselves, from our family, from our community, from nature, from our loved ones. And the only way is to say, no, we're going to unite families and communities by understanding that we're not participating in this greater systemic slavery of our people, our loved one, and our relatives. And thank you for this precious time. We're all a sacred and holy, precious child of Creator. And that's the fundamental basis of our equality. Thank you.
Thank you. Right here behind you. Thank you. Thank you for your wise words. We all need that healing. Like Jeffrey said, we're all healing. So many of us are survivors in this struggle, right? So next up, we have Stoney coming to bless the mic again. He always holds us down. I appreciate you so much. Come spit some fire.
Might say, better yet, bar check, what's going on, everybody? Man, anyway, shout out to everybody out here, man. Shout out to you, first off. Southern Fried Eyes, first song, Southern Fried Eyes, man. Shout out to Big Dot Smoke. Yeah.
They say the same thing that make you laugh, it can make you cry. We dying just to live when we living just to die. Try to keep myself in a positive state of mind, so I put my hands together, point them straight to the sky like, will I ever see a change through my Southern Fried Eyes? I done seen so much pain in the game through my Southern Fried Eyes. Hey, oh yes indeed. Hey, what we need love, unconditional love, hey, what we need, we need love, unconditional love, unconditional. Through my eyes, I seen a lot of racism, not just only by skin, even religion, political warfare, and the community made the victims. Loved ones incarcerated, disappearing. See people dealing with heavy addiction, drug and liquor, using music for everyday rehab visit. Schools in desperate need of greater supervision, cause it's starting to look like the matrix for our children. Instead of killing the rap game, mission to healing, we suffered a lot. At the Machiavelli and Biggie, the worst feeling ever, against your will to the system. And I don't have to explain what's wrong with a prison. Opportunity low, high criminal attention. Going through hell and high water for a comfortable living. It's a real life game of monkey in the middle. When I see my color erasing each other from existence.
We have no alternative.
Yeah, talk to him, Martin Luther.
Determination.
Yeah, say the kids.
We've gone too far now to turn back.
Yeah, okay. Second song is entitled Good Life, Rapping Soul coming soon. Yeah. Shout out everybody on my live right now. Yeah. They good life, baby. Good life. What would you do to live it? What would you do to live that good life? The good life, good crib kids, good husband, good wife, push dope, push 9 to 5, or push mics. Have you ever had to do wrong, then live right? Then that good life, the good life, sell your soul for a good price. Not mine, people dying every day and night, left and right, just to live in that good life. That good life, hey, opportunity for you and me is not equal unless we sacrifice doing right and fly equal. Kinda sad for the dude. Imagine the troops died and denied from the truth. I was in that position, Iraq missions, driver and gunner, far away from mama, but she the one that held me down winter, fall, summer, and spring. Believed in my dream when no one else wanted. Started out rapping with savages on the corner. Started motivation 2010, living longer. It messed up, some of them ain't living no longer in a physical form, but they forever living stoners, sick and tired of the roaches and rats. And back on back, one of these days we gotta advance. Almost gave up and threw away my plan. That when God picked them up and put them back in my hand. Got 3 little kids that I'ma provide for. Showing what my daddy showed me survival. Stay out the way of shiesty 5-0. Funny thing about it, they wear yours and my clothes. Can't sell my soul to special material. Can't take none of that with you when you go for that good life. I blame myself responsible. A treasure from the ghetto, spreading that 7 soul for that good life. That good life. Car, crib, kids, good husband, good wife. Push a 9 to 5 or push mics. Have you ever had to do wrong, to do right, just to live in that good life? That good life, sell your soul for a good price. Not mine, people dying every day and night, left and right, just to live in that good life. That good life, hey. yeah. Rapping soul coming soon, rapping soul coming soon, yeah, yeah. Real life, no cartoon. Alright, hey, this my first single from my rapping soul LP called Ghetto Tour Bus. You can look it up online on Bandcamp right now. Yeah. It don't matter what color you is that you going through, son. You gotta ride it out, man. You gotta ride it out. You can't just put your face in the sand, ride it out. Yeah. In the back of my mind, I picture a perfect time with nobody hate on nobody. Everybody be doing fine, but when my daydream is over, I still see hope for us. Sit back, listen, and ride on my ghetto tour bus. In the back of my mind, I picture a perfect time with nobody killing no one. No guns, no life of crime. But when my daydream is over, I still see hope for us. Sit back, listen, and ride on my ghetto tour bus. Gotta take it one day at a time, remind myself that life is full of bumps and bruises. Talking to God to show me a solution. Seems like we can't win without losing. If I leave the rapping alone, my legacy won't never be known. Tony been a veteran way before I even thought about putting the army uniform on. I feel unseen sometimes. My ghetto high, heavily medicated for devastation. I witness within my generation. Hood tales the bullshit. We had to catch the buses. Advice, what the wrong and right. So when I'm on the mic, I pass knowledge like Scottie Pippen, assistant Mike. For so long, black people, we been our own kryptonite. Most of us are either dead, incarcerated, prison stripes. And when it's gonna be the perfect time that we get it right? A question I always be asking myself every night. In the back of my mind, I picture a perfect time when nobody hate on nobody. Everybody be doing fine. And when my daydream is over, I still see hope for us. Sit back, listen, and ride on my ghetto tour bus. In the back of my mind, I picture a perfect time with nobody killing no one. No guns, no life of crime. But when my daydream is over, I still see hope for us. Second verse, y'all. Hey, in the land of the free, the home of the brave. They throw away the key, now your home is a cage. Away from your family, feeling about an inch away from insanity. These days so crazy. A lot of gunshots, but they get bought out of pawn shops, even Walmart. One strike you out of here, dog, like ain't no ballpark. Homicide, suicide, genocide. Recognize we at risk. The biggest thing like dinosaurs to the last one of us don't exist. They say rap music had ruined us. Nah. Look at what they did to Malcolm X. Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, but she wrote for us. Thank God for the 1980s. Rap youth had got created, gave opportunities in my community and yours to be heard on the radio station, TV, internet, newspapers all over the globe. When I'm ripping that mic, it feels equivalent to Olympic gold. Coming from a hellhole with nothing free was given. Mama making miracles win on Thanksgiving and Christmas. And the holidays between. But sometimes we win without. Let me look into the sky. Pray to God to help us out. Hey, hey. This that rapper soul. Hey, you don't mind?
Can you do the last one and like have mention more speakers?
Oh yeah, man. I got some more for y'all, man. Appreciate y'all for having me, man. For real.
Stoney's gonna be back. He's gonna be back. Don't worry.
We ain't going too far. Need to go far. Come on.
Woo! Thank you. Fire! We spitting fire today. Right on. So next up, I didn't invite any political candidates to this year, just one. And last year, I invited candidates who I thought stood with us. And we're doing the same thing this year. And the standout by far in this movement and being in our corner is Abbas Akil, running for state legislature. Welcome, Abbas.
Thanks, Linda. My name is Abbas. As Linda said, I'm candidate for House District 20, which is basically up to Eubank, north to Indian School, with some jagged edges on the west. I have about 19,000 voters in my district. And if you know anybody there, or if you live in that district, I would certainly like to get your vote. I am a Democrat, and I have seen incarceration firsthand. I work with the New Mexico Faith Coalition for Immigrant Justice. I'm also on the board for the ACLU. I know I visited the Cibola Detention Center. I know the conditions that exist there, and I also know what the private prisons are doing to our state. If I'm elected, that is one cause I would like to take up, is to get the private prisons out of New Mexico. This is nothing but a money-making machine. It feeds the school-to-prison pipeline, and it also makes sure that prisoners who have served their time somehow come back. So the parole requirements are set so stiff and so difficult that most of them will fail in meeting the parole requirements, which means those who are let out often land up going back in. So that has to be changed too. This is something our judicial system needs to address. And then the biggest shame on our nation was the separation of children from their parents. And now we still have a few hundred left on whom we cannot trace their parents down. We don't know what the future of these children will be. But at the same time, what we have to remember is there's money being made from each one of these children that is being held. And this has to be also questioned. This has to be questioned as to who is making the money. As far as private prisons are concerned, I think Celinda told me a number, $170 a night for each inmate that is held. So even asylum seekers who are not convicted of any crime other than trying to seek asylum and shelter from violence that is going on in their own countries are treated like convicts. And after they have had a hearing with a judge, and if the judge approves their asylum, then even then they are not set free, because every night they stay in makes money for the private prisons. So I know of cases where after the hearing has been granted, the asylum status has been granted, they stay inside for as many as 14 days. That's at least $1,700 more for that particular person, which is not justified at all. So these are the kind of things that need to change. And if I'm elected, that's what I'll fight for. And please remember me, November 6th. And my name is Abbas. Talk to your friends about me. I'm a new candidate. My opponent is a Republican. He served 2 terms. So it is in our hands to make sure that this is his last term. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Abbas. And now you see why I said he's in our corner and he stands with us. For candidates to spend time going out to the prison and doing visits is so incredible. I just can't thank you enough for that work. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Next up, another warrior in this fight.
That's excellent.
Kelly has man, I remember last year she came here and it was painful for her to speak. This year she helped organize. Woo! Kelly is fucking brilliant. She is a non-practicing attorney, jailhouse lawyer. She was the female representative of the Duran Decree. And I'm gonna let